Witches get stitches.
And remember, wherever there is injustice, you will find us.
Wherever there is suffering, we'll be there.
Wherever liberty is present, you will find the
Backseat Critics. Welcome back to the Backseat Critics. My name is RJ.
And my name is Andrew. This is the podcast where we review movies that you should steer clear of.
Some of them, yes. Sometimes no. It just depends on the day.
After the zombies movies,
We should put a caution on that one. Something like that. Just
viewer discretion advised.
Yes, like there needs to be some sort of warning of please don't watch those movies. Stay away from them with a 10-foot pole.
Mature audiences only.
I'd rather kiss the Grinch before I watch those movies again.
Yeah. That's for sure. There's nothing to talk about with those.
Yeah, it gets your classic line. It's this movie. Your classic line. This movie. That's what those get.
Hey. Someday we're going to get merchandise on that. It's going to be a t-shirt.
This movie. Where to
it's
go?
Going to say this movie. It's going to be me with my hands, my head in my hands.
There's like, oh, crap.
Oh, this again.
Here we go. Just like your dog today. He's like, nope. Your dog was...
right before he started, he's like, these guys.
Yes, I swear I looked in the corner of my eye and he was shaking his head. Nope. He got up and walked away. He goes, can't listen to these guys again.
I'm out of here. These guys talk about nothing.
Nothing important to me.
Nope.
I think we did get his attention when we talked about the dog from High School Musical too, though. He goes, my girlfriend?
Yeah. Wow, she's trying to escape to get to me. She's using spoons and digging through the wall.
I think I saw him dart out the door towards Arizona that time. Like, I am on my way to save you.
Hold on, Lucy. I'm coming.
He was on the way. I promise you. I think he tried.
Fortunately, his running speed is slower than our walking. Oh. So it would take him quite a while.
I mean,
I'm guessing she would be dead.
I heard that he's got some gas power though behind him. So, I mean, maybe some gas propelling on him.
Speed racer.
Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, he becomes underdog.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. He's
playing us right now. I promise you.
He's got those George Clooney eyes. He could be Batman.
He literally, I think he walked away from us because he knew or he saw the underdog symbol actually maybe. He's like, oh, here I come.
Oh, that's what that is up in the night sky.
Oh, no, that's just my fart cloud. My bad.
What are you eating? It's glowing.
I don't know. Ask your mom. No,
what did my mom ever do to you?
She's a nice lady.
What did my mom ever do to you?
Nothing. Maybe she pushed me off a dock one time in Idaho.
You deserve it.
I probably did. Then.
I would push you off a dock.
Why? What did I ever do to you?
You insulted my mom.
She's a nice lady.
She's a wonderful woman.
But I probably did do something like pull her hair or something.
Yeah, probably.
I could see myself doing that. As a high schooler, just and be like, back at you, RJ. Not in the water.
Yep.
Got him.
Joke's on him. He can't swim yet.
You know what? I found out I could swim during those trips.
Yeah.
I did. Like, I just they're like, just dive in the water. I said, fine. Dove in the water. I did perfectly fine.
Took us a bit, but yeah.
Took us a bit. I just dove in.
It took you and I a bit.
No, the first trip I got told we had a life jackets on no matter what.
Yeah.
The second one, they're just like...
I think the second one, you and I were doing really well.
They just told us dive in. Like, that's what they told me. I remember, and I had to swim from one dock to another. Or from the shore and back or something like that. Or I had to swim to the shore. And I did.
I think it was to the shore that year.
They made me go from one dock to the other first time around. And then it was from the shore.
Usually they would do from the shore to the dock. And then once you're feeling comfortable, you would swim over to the rocks past another dock for, jumping purposes.
Well, I didn't do that. I mean, I think we just walked over there.
Yeah. Seaweed.
Yeah. Didn't get dragged in it.
Yeah.
And no, we did not do well. I was doggy paddling like a mother. Don't lie. I was I still am a terrible swimmer. And like if I'm in Survivor, my tribe is screwed if we're going in the water.
Dude, I am not surviving.
In Survivor?
No.
I think I would. I think I'd get pissed. I think at some point between the hunger and the exhaustion, someone will say something to me and be like, no.
You know where they send out like the little medevac unit to like get someone off the island and stuff?
If they're in trouble. Or
Yeah. I'd see my first tarantula and I'd be on that helicopter.
Like, I am out of here. That's a boat over there? I'm gone.
See ya.
No, I love Survivor. I would love to try to play it, but I am definitely not outwitting anybody on that show. I am screwed on outwitting. When it comes to outwitting, I think I could outwit him in the first couple episodes and be like, I got you. But then in the last couple episodes, I'm screwed because when I'm tired, I become a giant witch.
Audience? Yes, he does.
I am something else when I'm tired.
He's a bit of a monster.
I am a crybaby. That's what I am.
He yells at you. He grows his pointy nose, a little wart on it, and just starts yelling at you to do stuff. It's horrible.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Nah, you're terrible.
Sure.
All right, so we should circle back and talk about this movie, Hocus Pocus 2.
Hocus Pocus 2. And that's the podcast. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys had a great time. Please follow
follow us on Instagram at the Backseat Critics, all one word. So yeah, this movie we start off 1600s again.
Yes.
And they're kids. And they're running around town. Everyone's scared of them. I gotta hand it to the little kid actors in this. I think they did a good job playing a kid Bette Midler, kid Sarah Jessica Parker, and a kid Kathy and Jimmy.
They did okay.
I think they did good. So yeah, they get chased out of town by Buster and meet up with an older witch, and then we flash forward 300 years, 400 years.
To current times.
Yeah. Small gripe. They appear to own a house in the 1600s in Salem. They mentioned that their parents weren't there, like dead. And women weren't able to own houses until the 1800s.
So, in theory, do you think that's why they're pushing a wedding on the older gal?
I think so.
That way there's someone else so a man could own the home.
I think so.
On Winifred. I believe her name is.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to think about these girls. The three new witches, quote unquote, I would say, maybe, if you want to go that far. Obviously, one of them is a witch or becomes a witch or whatever throughout the process of this movie. But when I was watching this, I was just kind of like, meh.
Yeah, the three girls don't really have that much personality. And one, Cassie, I believe, she did a fine job. I didn't really feel that her character was necessary for the movie.
No. I think all of them, the characters weren't necessary for the movie. I would have rather see them fight. You know what would have been great? Because it has to be a virgin that lights the candle, right?
Steve Carell.
40-year-old virgin versus
the three witches.
Now that's a movie.
Get on it, Disney.
Or just have an older person light it, but can they get away with that Disney with kid or without being a kid?
They were really dancing around the whole virgin thing in this.
Yes. Do you think that they would get away with that in this?
I don't think so. They were dancing around.
So you don't think it couldn't be an adult virgin?
I
think that's a better movie.
I think it would be a better movie. I think with how they had this movie set up, I don't think that would work. They were really dancing around what a virgin is compared to the first movie.
Okay. Like Like the Virgin Islands, they're dancing. Got it.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, I just feel like they were just kind of avoiding that whole topic about what a virgin is compared to the first movie. So I don't think having a 4-year-old virgin, that'd be hard to explain to kids.
What if it was a college student? Something. I just think something a little older than these kids. I get it that there's 3 girls or whatever. I liked in the first one the fact that it was a little girl running for her life and an older brother trying to fight for her.
Exactly. Yeah.
That gave it a little aspect to it, a little. And this one, this
was a good
gave it
dynamic.
A little bit, so
it was a little bland.
yes, I saw. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry to say it, but yeah, they just didn't really bring that much to it. There's not that great of a dynamic between them, and they really didn't have, like, outside of like, oh, they're kind of witchy. They don't really have that much personality to them.
I was glad to see in this movie that the guy from Chuck, the assistant manager from Chuck, or Buster, as you mentioned, finally got his raise and became a mayor. That's my story in my head. That's the true story of this movie, is that the assistant mayor, actually, no, I hated him in Chuck.
Oh.
He was a jerk in Chuck. He was kind of like the villain without being a villain. Not even a villain. He was just kind of off to the side.
Annoyance.
Yeah. He was
Gotcha.
annoyance in Chuck. I was kind of But it was good to see him in this movie, though.
Yeah. It was an upgrade. He went from
I'm a monster!
to mayor. So yeah.
Yeah,
For you Arrested Development fans.
Sorry, I watched him in Chuck first.
Shame. For shame.
I like Chuck. Chuck's a good show.
I like Arrested Development. Arrested Development's a good show.
Have you watched Chuck?
I have not. Have you ever watched Arrested?
Not all of it. Some of it.
Watch the first 3 seasons.
Okay. And then you watch Chuck.
Okay. There's that Walgreens scene.
Oof. I just like that they take her to, like, what is it, the beauty products?
Yeah. There's like lotions and creams and stuff like that. And they're just drinking it up and stuff like that. That was a fun scene.
And they look in the mirror that's all warped. And they're like, oh no, we're ugly. They're like, oh no, it's just the mirror. Sorry, young.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that kind of hit weird after they had their selfie taken. And it's not super obvious, I don't think, but they had kind of like some post effect on them to make them look younger. Like that doesn't really quite hit for me.
That, I was impressed that Walgreens had so much salt.
That was a ton of salt.
That was impressive. What Walgreens is stocking up on salt like that?
What Walgreens has a Roomba?
I think Walgreens is like the biggest Easter egg hunt alive.
Oh, for adults?
Yeah, like you can find some random things in there, and they never have the same things.
No, it is crazy in there. But Roombas.
I guess to that point in time, they had some Roombas, and then the girl flies out on Roombas like roller skates.
Minor gripe with this. So there's the shop owner.
Yeah,
Gilbert.
Okay.
He tricks the main witches to like light up black flame candle, but he says that he like adores the Sanderson sisters ever since he saw them in 1993.
Yep.
And he saw them, poof away due to the sun or the hollowed ground or whatever. How did he see that? Because if you remember at the end of the first movie, all of the kids are in a trance wandering to the Sanderson sisters' cottage, which wasn't near the graveyard.
So,
and if he was a kid at that time, which in the flashback he would have been near that cottage with all the other kids.
He was at that time listening to a Walkman.
Flashback doesn't show him listening to a Walkman.
Running while the trance was going. He was listening to a Walkman of Kate Hill running up that hill. Kate, what's her name? From Stranger Things.
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush running up that hill. And so we're doing the Stranger Things. And he's like, these witches ain't gonna get me because I'm running up the hill. And then all of a sudden, shabam, he takes it off. He goes, oh, there's some witches. I like these witches.
So that's your theory.
That's my theory.
All right.
Kate Bush saves another kid. Respect to Kate Bush. the kid saver.
All right.
Are you gonna poop over Kate Bush? I mean, she saved Max.
Max should have died.
Now that's a jerk move. What would you rather have, Max or Billy in that show?
Max. But Billy's already dead.
Yeah, but if you could choose, actually, I really liked the Billy character in that show. That actor is pretty cool. He did a good job playing a creep.
Yeah, he did.
Hats off to you, Stranger Things. Season 4 was actually really good.
I thought it was all right. But we're talking about Hocus Pocus too.
I'm pooping in your chair right now because of the way you just said that was bad. That was the best season of Stranger Things.
It was all right.
Okay, what's the best season of Stranger Things?
I had the most fun with season 3.
Yeah, that was my second favorite. But not the first favorite, not the best.
That was the best for you.
No.
The best for me is season
4
3.
is the best.
It's all right.
It's factual. It was written under the best season of Stranger Things was number 4. It's the first one on there.
They're like the best. So what happens if season 5 is even better?
Oh my gosh. Are they doing a season 5?
They are.
No, really?
Yeah.
That's right. They are doing a season 5.
Yep. They leave it off with a nice little cliffhanger.
Any I know this is way off topic here.
What are you talking about? We're right on subject.
Put Hocus Pocus 2 off to the side. Any guesses on what the next villain's going to be?
I think it's still going to be what's his face.
Vecna?
Yeah.
I think
They showed him
Vecna will
shoved
be
out
in
the
there.
window. He, his body was gone.
Do you think Vecna serves a bigger purpose?
No.
I think it's going to be one of two things because we're playing Dungeons and Dragons here, basically. Because Vecna is a type of wizard, right?
Right.
I think we're going to see a dragon finally, like some sort of dragon.
Okay.
Some sort of form of dragon from the Upside Down. Or we're going to see a vampire. Actually, that is a big theory right now. Is it the vampire theory?
Okay.
The kid Eddie?
Yeah.
Eddie who died in season 4?
Mm-hmm.
They think that Eddie's going to come back to life as a vampire and just wreck Vecna. I guess there's a bunch of Easter eggs on his Van Halen stuff. And is it Van Halen?
Oh, you know what? I totally mixed up Eddie with Max's brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, still.
Billy. So you know what? Yeah. Max can die.
I think Eddie was a fantastic character.
I think Eddie was a fantastic
I would
character.
rather have Eddie outside of both of them.
Yes.
Easily.
Yeah. Sorry. I completely conflated Billy with Eddie.
And you're supposed to be a movie reviewer of crappy movies, and you can't even get which character is which.
In a TV show.
Still, I guess this is where we fail, is when we talk about great TV shows and great seasons as the best season 4 of
Okay.
Stranger Things. Yeah.
It was okay.
Okay, the best.
It was all right. Eddie had a lame, stupid, drawn out death.
He was freaking awesome though. Throughout the whole thing,
Why did he have to leave the trailer? Why did he have to get on top of the trailer? Couldn't he play the guitar inside the trailer and just set up the speakers outside the trailer?
Didn't have time to set it up.
But he had time to set it up on top of the trailer?
You know what?
Couldn't you just take the speakers, put them on top like they did?
Didn't he leave the trailer to draw away the bats? Like they got him back inside, then he left to draw away the bats?
Did.
Yeah. So
but that was because he was trying to distract them because what's his face? Dustin ran off and Eddie was exposed. So if he was in the trailer, problem solved.
You know what? Eddie is the best character.
I agree. I just think
out of the newest characters, he's the best one.
I totally wholeheartedly agree. It's
because they had to do this because he has to come back as a vampire.
All right.
If he comes back as a vampire, you keep this. This is the receipt right here. And you can poop your pants later.
Why wait?
Oh. Okay, let me go grab you your Depends over there. It's okay.
Oh.
All right, so Hocus Pocus 2 now.
What a movie.
The scene, I don't even know where to go with it at this now. I would say that the first one's better.
Totally agree.
Let's just be honest. The first one's better. I mean, would I still watch this one?
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going through the Halloween season, I'm going to have a marathon. Is this one going to be at the top of my list? No. Is it going to be something that I watch because I watched the first Hocus Pocus? Probably.
Yep. Totally agree.
And I think there'll be a third one.
Yeah, I was actually reading about that. The three main lead cast members are totally open to a third one, and it was actually Bette Midler that pushed for the second one. She was calling Disney every year, asking, "Can we do it yet?"
They'll probably do a third one now.
That's my guess. So far, it's like the number one movie premiere on Disney Plus. Yeah,
that's pretty impressive since they put out like Thor: Love and Thunder and a whole bunch of other stuff on there.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive. Good for them. They did something impressive.
Yeah.
I'm glad it beat Zombies 3. Suck it, Zombies 3. No, I'm joking.
It was a high bar to pass.
Let's cut the suck it part out.
Nope, leaving that in.
Nope, we are gonna cut it.
Leaving that in.
Yep, it is cut. Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, we cut it. Flawlessly cut.
All right, I guess let's just jump into our topics. There's not much else to talk about with this movie.
Topic time. What we got? First topic.
First topic, I'm going to mix it up.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, my opinion is that there weren't a whole lot of songs in this movie to really...
Are you kidding me? There's 2 songs. Plus the musical little trinkets in there.
There wasn't enough songs, and they were kind of...
When they come back, I was like, yo, witch is dancing.
You see that dent over there in that couch? That was from me bouncing up and down, dancing to those songs. But there was 2 of them.
Why do you lie?
So instead, we're going to be talking about scenes. We're going to be naming our top 3 favorite scenes from this.
We're off to talk about scenes.
What's happening?
The magical wizard of scenes.
I'm so confused. Everything.
Okay, what's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene? I'm going to go with Walgreens.
You know what?
It was stupid, but it was fun.
I would probably agree with you. Because the funness of it, it was great that the kids were running around. People were looking at them weird. They made the lights go out. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. What's your number 2?
My number 2, believe it or not, is the fact that this man doesn't get a candy apple or caramel apple. That guy needed a caramel apple to save his life. This guy waited in line, gets a call that his daughter is throwing a party, and this man comes back, and they're all out.
He has to go to Walgreens where the lights are out, and he gets some stupid knockoff, and he's got to enjoy it to the best of his intent.
Yep. That's my second favorite. What's yours?
My second favorite, I'm going to go with that opening scene, 1600s.
Okay. You just like the scenery of it?
I think they did a pretty good job.
Okay. Besides the fact that they gave the house to girls and...
It's a super minor nitpick.
Oh, that was a very, very picky thing for you in the beginning. And now you're like, it is just super minor.
It's just minor, whatever.
It's just a baby thing. Don't worry about it.
It just seems weird. They just didn't, I don't know, look into that. But whatever. It's a stupid fun movie.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for third favorite. I'm probably going to go with that first kind of, not the first, when Gilbert, the girls, and the 3 witches are all together in the shop, and the girls get shoved down in the basement, and that whole interaction down there. I thought that was kind of fun.
I would go with number 3 would be the one where they put them in a salt circle inside the one girl's garage.
I was thinking about that. That was fun.
The whole, like, why is there a girl in my garage?
I kind of love that the Roomba somehow still found their way all the way back to clean up the salt circle in a pretty dirty town.
Well,
it's covered in leaves and dirt and stuff.
What was funny is that the dad was just like, he didn't care.
No, he doesn't.
There he is. He's just like, okay, there's 3 grown girls inside my garage.
Yeah, and he's doing like a little bit of improv in front of them, pretending to be the pastor or whatever, or the priest.
All right, time to go to the sets. Let's talk about sets, baby.
Just you and me.
Sets. First one I will go with is I like the woods.
Where they're doing the whole like kind of ritual.
I like the woods. They made it pretty creepy enough, I think.
I actually got to agree with you there for my number one. They did a good job with that.
Number 2, I like the shop.
Oh, really?
I think the shop was pretty well done.
Okay. I was actually going to lean more towards that little kind of fair festival that they had going on.
That's my number 3.
Okay. My number 3 is the shop.
Oh, look at that. We're pretty almost on point today.
Yeah.
It's like we woke up and with each other's underpants on. They were thinking us
Is
one
that why
today.
mine says RJ on it?
Don't tell people about that.
Also, why does it say front on the front and back in the back? Do you need instructions?
Hey, some people skip the number 3. 1, 2, 4, 5.
You know,
yeah. No.
All right. Do you even want to go into costumes? Because
it's going to be pretty similar as the first movie, I think.
I think so
Not
too.
too much to go into with costumes, I feel like.
And that's why I'm kind of swinging towards this kind of fourth category here.
What you got?
Favorite characters.
You know, son of a gun. I was thinking the same thing, actually.
Same underwear.
So I, with my mighty underpants, will think.
Please pick the guy I'm thinking of.
I'm probably not. I'm going to pick the Billy,
Which one was Billy?
the zombie.
Oh, okay.
The fact that they brought him back.
That was fun. That was fun.
He was pretty good at what he did. He helped Gilbert for a little bit. And then at the end, didn't his head just get chopped off? And he's like,
Yeah.
talking smack with his head cut off.
Yeah. And he got his mouth sewn up again.
Yeah.
Briefly. Happy that it was still played by Doug Jones and still apparently largely the same exact costume.
It was very close to the same costume. So
I mean, it was like the same wig and outfit that they used in 1993 for that movie. So it's quite literally the same.
respect.
Totally. That stuff's got to stink.
What you got?
My number 1, I'm going with Tony Hale's character, the mayor.
The mayor.
You know, every time the guy was on scene, I was having fun.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Okay.
My number 2.
Okay, what's you got number 2?
I'm also going to go with Doug Jones here.
Okay, Billy.
Yeah. I think he was a good guy.
Number 2 for me is gonna be Gilbert. I hated him, but he did a good job at catching my hatred.
Damn you for taking my number 3.
Is that your number 3?
Yeah, that was honestly my number 3 because I wasn't going to pick any of the witches.
Nope. I'd probably go actually with the mayor too as for my number 3. So
Okay.
once again, we're pretty dang close to each other.
Sweet, we're in sync.
Yep.
All right. Any final thoughts? Anything that you want to kind of like talk about the movie? How would you rate it?
So with this movie, I think the whole premise of it, it is definitely not the greatest movie we've seen, but it is definitely not the worst. It's by far not the worst movie we've reviewed so
No, it's
far.
not.
I mean, as far as we can review it, I guess. I mean,
How would you place it alongside? Just quickly, I'm totally in sync with you here. As far as like rating, I'd give it like a 5, 6, maybe.
sure.
It's enjoyable. Main characters are very bland, unfortunately. There's not a whole lot of dynamic there, and the plot didn't really bring anything new to the story, unfortunately.
I'd say the comedy bits were probably better.
That's definitely for sure.
The comedy bits were a bit better. I mean, the devil scene from the first one is fantastic. That's
They
hard
had
to
a little
beat.
nod to that in this one. They
Yes,
had
I
a
remember.
clip from like the Dick Van Dyke Show or something like that with Penny and Gary Marshall.
I think I saw that. But comedy in it, outside of that though, as a whole, I mean, that Walgreens, Tony Hale's character, just some of those, Gilbert does some pretty funny stuff in there. Even
Yeah, he
when they
does.
tried to, by the way, we should probably talk about how these witches scam this man into helping him.
Oh yeah, with the little hourglass thing.
Yeah.
Oh come on, that's
Dirty.
cruel.
That's dirty. And then let's That is crazy. And then let's talk about this book. Like, when this book was not as active in the first one.
No.
The book played a more prominent role in this one.
One thing I appreciated, still an actual prop. They didn't. A lot of it wasn't CG. It was actual physical prop with a like little moving eye prop inside of it.
That's pretty, like a robotic eye.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah. So props to the makers for that. That's sick.
Now, we never talked about this book in the first one, but it's made of human skin.
Yes.
That's messed up in a kid movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know we're doing the Evil Dead thing.
It really gives me the Necronomicon kind of vibes. Yeah, and in the first one, we're talking with the black flame candle is made up of the fat of a hung man.
Yeah.
A man that was hung by a rope.
So how did this guy get 3 of them? I guess it's probably a lot easier these days.
Fat guys?
Check some closets.
That's why Dahmer is so popular right now.
Yeah.
How do people watch? I don't know.
As one of those people, I regret it. I wish I had all the moments of my life back.
It's dirty. It's dirty.
I mean, there was 2 good episodes. That's it. The rest of them, you can skip over. 2 of them.
I'm skipping over that whole thing. Are you crazy?
I'm into that type of stuff, though.
I get it. It's just it's Dahmer. I mean, there's still victims that are or relatives of victims still alive. Why make them relive that with
They did them dirty. I mean, I'd rather see Tiger King season 3.
There was 2 seasons of that?
There is 2 fantastic. Actually, the second one's not so great. It's still all right.
I have not seen the first one.
They actually watch Tiger King. And then watch the Doc Antle story. That's another one.
Okay.
Pray and Obey is another good documentary type thing. And then they have another one about the Radnishis.
Okay.
They are good those Tiger King too. Oh my goodness. You were like, what? I remember when it first came out, I was like, why is everybody freaking out this Tiger King thing?
I remember seeing like that all over the place.
And I watched it during COVID and I was just like, this is fantastic.
Huh.
Like everything that was going on, like in the beginning of it, I was like, I'm not quite sure what's going on. I was like, oh, it's like when How to Make a Murderer came out.
Okay.
Did you ever watch that?
No.
That first season's good. The second season's.
Yeah. Isn't that the way it always goes?
Yeah.
Is it Netflix?
Netflix too. Yeah.
Was there a 3rd season?
Not that I know of. I kind of left it.
Really strange, Netflix. Why are you always canceling after season 2? Does it have something to do with the contractual raise?
I would actually like to see them make Tiger King season 3 though. See exactly what they're doing because yeah, if you watch the end of it, you'd be like, there's definitely a third part here somewhere.
All right. I'll give it a shot. So, quick thing for you. Netflix apparently. So when they write up their contracts for TV shows, for the 2nd to 3rd season, they give their actors and crew a raise.
Okay.
But why pay that when you can just cancel it and just lavish in the funds that you received from the first movie?
So it has to be like a killer show.
It has to be a killer show for like the first 2 seasons.
Oh, they're going to do it for Tiger King guaranteed.
So, yeah, hopefully.
Tiger King, Daybreak didn't even get a 2nd season.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
And everybody was asking about it. Their excuse was the only reason why people asked about it, because it's kind of died off now. But they said the only reason why people asked about it was because it came out during COVID. And so because it came out during COVID, people were watching it because, everybody was just binge watching things.
Yeah. What else did we have to do?
I don't know. I did a lot of working out during that time period.
Oh, I had actual work. So
I did not. Or I kind of did for like 3 hours a day. Nah. No, actually I didn't. But anyways. But no, it came out during that time period and it was Daybreak. Fantastic show. Like if we were putting this on the podcast, I would say like, if you have not watched Daybreak yet, watch it. Fantastic show.
I will definitely give this and Tiger King a shot.
And you know what? File a complaint to Netflix saying, I want Daybreak season 2.
All right, I'll do it.
We need Daybreak season 2.
All right.
Otherwise, we'll tie him up to a tree with Bob and here we go again. unless he buys me
Turn
my
it into a
blue
punching
bouncy
bag.
bayou and my Goofy's kitchen. And you know what? We are solid, Bob.
Also, we're just going to throw this in here. Bob, you have to personally escort RJ on Splash Mountain. You got to do the clap with him.
Whoa. Whoa. What kind of clap we talking about? Okay. Well, Bob, I will be in the park November 10th. Actually, no, November 15th. So you have the clock ticking.
Okay, so back to Hocus Pocus 2. How would you rank this alongside Descendants? Not how would you rate this as like a good movie versus bad movie?
No ranking against it, right? Just
like enjoyability. What would you just, if you're just lazing on a day, what are you going to
I'm
throw
watching
on?
Descendants out of these two. I'm watching the first one.
Totally agree.
I just think it's really hard right now so far out of what we reviewed to go against just the high fives to the original Disney characters.
Also, just how bad Descendants was. It was kind of borderline on like bad good out of like what we've seen.
It keeps your attention.
Yeah.
It kept
That's
my
for sure.
attention, and this one did not. Like I found myself once in a while looking at my phone, looking at my fantasy sports.
I was walking around cooking food,
Yeah,
making pizza, typing up some stuff.
I felt like, I mean, the first one of Hocus Pocus, even then I choose Descendants, but at the same point, the first one, like, that's going to keep my attention a little more than this one. This one, I was just kind of like, okay, we're drawing this out now. Or, okay, I get it. These girls are in a basement now. Or, I get it. Gilbert's being a little bit sketchy. But that is what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's like what, an hour 45, almost 2 hours or something like that. They could have cut a little bit out of this, I feel.
They could have.
If they cut out that third girl, I think they could have done it
I
easy.
feel so bad for that third girl. You have an outing for her. You
No.
just absolutely hate her.
She's a totally fine actress.
Yeah, hate her.
I don't hate her.
You know what? I love how that's your excuse to not like go against her, because you're like, she's a totally fine girl. Like, she is great. And yet you're just like, I wish she was gone.
I don't think the movie benefited from her character being written in there. That's on the writers.
It was okay. You know what? They need a third girl to match the third witch.
Totally misread the number one writer on here as Joe DiMaggio.
Oh, the baseball player.
Yeah.
No,
I'm like, that explains a lot.
They needed a third girl for the third witch. Gosh, we're not going to talk about this girl, the crow lady.
Oh, yeah. The little mother witch or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's interesting.
I'm surprised she didn't mess him up.
I was kind of hoping for a more prominent role from her, to be honest.
The high five, the Binks in it too.
Mm-hmm.
The cat's all black.
Did you see? It was a Disney movie, so there was a stinger scene because that's what they do now.
Oh, at the end of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it where they're going to probably make the third one because there's another black wick candle.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that will bring him back.
Probably. I mean, it depends on, does Disney get their dough?
That's true. Obviously, right now, they're just in a money grabbing mode. As they will grab mine here November 15th through the 20th. You're welcome, Disney. I hope you pay one of your workers that amount of money for 2 weeks.
Those jerks.
I know.
All right. Anything else?
I think we wrapped this one pretty good. Besides talking about Netflix. On Netflix, you can sponsor us because we just totally upped your game. You're welcome with our 12 followers.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Backseat Critics. We'll be back next Thursday with another episode for you guys. Be sure to rate us on Spotify if you liked us. And if you didn't like us, also rate us. Also, if you have any ideas for any movies or anything that you want us to cover, feel free to shoot us an email at thebackseatcritics@gmail.com or send us a message on Instagram at thebackseatcritics, all one word. Other than that, we're out of here.
We out. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like.